Dobar dan, and welcome to this Eurovision reaction and review. AMA was held, and we have a song. So, surprisingly, the song that we have is On My Way by Omar Naber, not the NQL, I believe they were called, the fan favourite, that ended up winning the televote but not the jury vote. So, the jury vote winner, which came second in the televote, ended up going through to Kyiv. Surprisingly, Omar is not a stranger to Kyiv and Eurovision, because last time the contest was held in Kyiv, Omar represented Slovenia. Let's have a look and see what this song is like this time. Oh dear God, it's another ballad. But also, he doesn't look very much different to what he was back in 2005. Okay, look, I'm not angry at this, but God Even Stop was much better than this song is. I guess, like, I'm not underwhelmed by this in any way, but saying that I'm overwhelmed with this song as a song in existence is very much a lie as well. I really wanted to like this song, but there's something about it that I'm just... It's good. It's just very average. I mean, yeah, there's more to this song. There's still half a minute of this song. Can it end? No? Okay. Well, in that case, I'm just, yeah, I guess I'm okay with this. Just disclosure, because I'm aware of Omar Naber's other Eurovision entry, and not his back catalogue, I feel like, I can only feel like this is the adage of don't return to Eurovision sometimes. To be very, very honest, if I'm allowed to be, which I am, because this is my channel, and you can't censor anything that I want to say, I kind of just feel like that is just another typical ballad. And from what I've heard about people's opinions about this national final in particular, there was more than that available in the national final. There was a Mariah song or two in the final. There was a Slovene language song in the final. Let's listen to that again and again. I just realised this is back half of semi-1. So if this song and Poland are near each other, Poland is going to look so much better than this, probably. But it is very musical theatre, and for some reason, even though I love musical theatre and I love Eurovision, musical theatre songs in Eurovision blindside me occasionally. Yeah, you probably got this when I did Malta. I would like to point out that this shot and the shot following it, I'm going to comment on that in my review. It just feels like I've heard this ballad like 3 times already this Eurovision season. Someone just give me like a candle or something, please. Oh, in the bottom, that's an E. That's an M. And that's an A. E and A. The Slovene song. Returning artist, last time in full Slovene, this time in full English. What you doing? We're gonna start the way I always start the review segment, with the advantages: solid vocals. I don't think there was a point in that song that I could fault on vocals. I saw that there was a huge visual difference between what happened in the verses and what happened in the chorus. Now, look, I know it was basically monochrome versus full colour, but that's enough to make at least a lasting impression on the viewers. It's a very musical theatre song. Now, the musical theatre-y sounding songs have blindsided me in the past. I would have to say Mzeo and Breathlessly are definitely clear examples of this just sometimes I just don't get the musical theatre songs straight away, which is weird because I would call myself at least a part musical theatre fan. In the second chorus, I really liked the tracking shots that happened. Now, anyone who knows anything about my visual taste, tracking shots can be an extremely critical point of your song's performance. I do have a point to come back to when I get to the disadvantages, and for me, the strongest thing that this song has going for it, and in terms of the Eurovision in general, this is jury bait. Now, for those of you who don't know, the juries do get an opportunity to vote separately from the televote nowadays. The system was introduced last year, and it kind of changed the way some countries ended up on the scoreboard. So the disadvantages. This is your typical musical theatre ballad. I said something about this for Malta, but to be very honest, here the musical theatre, it's generic, but it's not annoyingly generic like I have called other songs out for being. If you want an example of that for a ballad, go to Malta. For a popper song, go for Germany. So this one's just boringly generic. It's not anger-inspiringly after a while. I kind of just lost interest every time that I had to watch that. If anyone who has contact with Omar or the delegation, please try to get him to focus on his eye contact. Now, I know you're performing to the audience in the theatre, but when you are doing a TV show, and keep in mind, even though Eurovision is a concert, it is primarily a TV show. You have to be very careful with how you look at the camera. And this is the 5th song from semi-final 1. This is the 5th ballad in semi-final 1. Now, I'm not saying that the rest of the songs that are coming are all going to be ballads, but 5 out of 18 is still relatively decent, so if everyone else hasn't picked a ballad, you might stand out because you're a ballad. But the odds that the other 29 songs of Eurovision are going to be a ballad in a year like this is kind of actually higher than usual, because Australia did extremely well with their ballad song. This song already doesn't stand out, and I just want to stress that. And, as I said with Malta, this song is about 20 years too late. Look, this song would have been one of the perfect Slovene entries from the last few years of that jury voting entirely in Eurovision. But we're playing a slightly different game nowadays, so Slovenia are going to have to hit the juries really hard if they want to do well or even qualify from the semi-final. And that may be really hard because I don't know if there are probably going to be better ballads in the semi-final. And there's probably going to be better ballads in the final, should they make it. If you have an opinion on the Slovene song, please feel free to tweet it at Eurovision, or comment below. For Slovenia, the first score that I gave it was a 5 out of 10. And then I gave it a 4 out of 10 for my second listening. And then the third and final listening gathered a 3 out of 10. 4 out of 10! Good luck, Slovenia. And do pobaczenia.